Well, June is National Men's Health Awareness Month. So we're speaking directly to all you men out there, whether you're a father, a son, a grandfather, a brother, a cousin, all the men out there. And if we're not speaking to the men, well, we want to speak to the women who love them. Because today we're going to share 4 ideas that we think are going to help you live a longer and better life. So what are you waiting for? Stay tuned. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Scan FYI. Yep, it's June. It's National Men's Health Awareness Month. And so with me today from Braven Health is Vinny Smith. Hi, Vinny. How are you?
Good morning. I'm well. And yourself?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Got to watch that pollen. Bad year for us allergy sufferers.
Absolutely.
But today, because it's June and it is National Men's Health Month, and it's our observation at SCAN, I'm sure you've seen this, men are not always the best at taking care of themselves the way they need to.
Oh,
Understatement, right, Vinny? Understatement.
absolutely.
And the thing is that it's not just about you guys, it's about your families and the people who love you. You want to be around. So Vinny has put together some areas that we should all concentrate on to take better care of our health. So Vinny, let's start with, well, first of all, it is National Men's Health Month. And so what does that kind of mean to you?
Well, first, I want to make a very quick clarification here. You opened it up with welcome to all the men, and then you added the ladies. Every time I have done this, there has always been more women than men at the presentation.
No surprise to me.
Us men are hardheads, macho hardheads. And what happens is that I thank the ladies tremendously because they're there because they love their husband or the male figure in their family, whoever it might be. And
Right,
what happens is that they're there to transfer what we're doing to them. Hopefully there's open ears when the ladies see this recording and speak to the men. And I'm happy for the men that are getting on. So this is like an oxymoron, having like men's health, but mostly women are going to listen to this. So that's a good thing too, though.
It is. And I feel like, unfortunately, men are not good joiners of anything. And typically it is the women who gather the material and share it with the man in their life. So that's what we're hoping will happen today.
Absolutely. So now what we're going to talk about. One of the first areas, I believe, is going to be about increasing physical activity. Because we become seniors, we really don't have to stop being physical. Physical activity is a great preventive situation to prevent low, bad health for men or women.
Right.
Okay? So when we talk about that physical activity, men need at least 2.5 hours of moderate intensity aerobic activity every week. They
Okay,
need
a
muscle
week,
strengthening,
guys.
things
He's
like that.
not every day. We're talking, this is a week. Don't
In a
panic.
week. Yeah, not every day.
Yeah.
That would be overbearing and would weaken a person. Okay. We're talking in a week. They can divide it up. They can, one little thing about muscle strengthening, and then activities that work all the major muscle groups, the legs, the hips, the back, the abdomen, the chest, the shoulders, and the arms. Okay. Men get very conscious of their arms. They want to do that. That's okay. But don't forget about the rest of your
You're more than 2 arms, guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And it only takes maybe 2 or more days a week. But to get that amount of time in a week process does a lot. You don't have to sit there and bench press in the gym anymore, 300 pounds. You can do light weights. Okay. There are many cardiologists that will tell the men, okay, at your age, don't go over 50 pounds on any exercise when it comes to lifting weights. When they talk to a woman, and this we'll talk about a little bit more in depth, in case there's a prostate problem, don't sit on the bike, okay? You're better off on the treadmill walking than sitting on the bike because that seat's going to aggravate the prostate.
Oh,
a lot of guys don't understand that. They want to sit in that bike machine on their butt. Not a good thing for you if you have a prostate problem. If you don't, then it's okay. All right. But the physical exercise, it goes such a long way. men working out 3-4 times a week for about 30 minutes will help their body and their mind. It's a good thing for their mind also. You don't have to engage that big physical activity all at once. You can spread it out, like we said before, in the activity and break it in small amounts of time, different parts of the body and things along those lines. There are some things that should be consistent, like walking. Okay, every time you go to the gym, or if you don't go to the gym, guess what? Go to the park. Okay, or walk in place in a house if you don't want to go out. Just it's physical activity is body movement with minor light stress with it. Okay, or things along those lines. Don't take the car to go a half a mile to go purchase something. Go take a walk and go get it and bring it back. Bringing it back, switch hands. If it's a bag, get a shopping bag, because you got to have bags now. You can't have those other things. All right. So what you do is you get a shopping bag, put it in a shopping bag, walk a little bit with the left hand, the right hand, move it around, things like that. There's all truly things that you can invent on your own for physical activity. But the idea is be physical or be gone too quick.
Wow. All right. Well, that puts it in perspective. One of my personal little tricks is when I go to a store, I am not looking to park in the first spot. I am one of those people who purposely park a good distance away because it gives me an opportunity to get a little extra walking in. And so I just take advantage of that wherever I can. I just think that's a nice little tip for anyone. Sure. And everything that we're talking about today, we're talking, it's Men's Health Month. But honestly, men of all ages and women as well, I feel like, Vinny, everyone is going to benefit from what we have to say today.
Oh, absolutely.
Even though we're zeroing in on you guys.
But the only problem, though, is you got to remember that statistics have proven if men are not physically active, okay, in some shape, way, or form,
right,
okay, they're going to die 5 years earlier than most women. That's a proven fact. And the three leading causes of death of men is heart disease, cancer, and unintentional injuries. So they have to understand that their machoism and learning from their males before them, okay, their male roles before them, putting them at a disadvantage. They have to restart their thinking, not only knowing more, but doing more. And it's going to benefit both. We've got to change this.
All right. So being a little more physically active, absolutely a game changer at all stages in life. Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. And then what about, the second point that you brought up, which I really think is kind of something we don't always talk about, is taking care to avoid accidents and injuries. Whether you're home, out somewhere else, but being careful, right?
Absolutely. Be aware of your environment, your surroundings. Be aware of the fact that you are not made of iron anymore, 21 years old and super strong. Okay. Be aware of the fact that you have objects in your home that can cause problems. You got rugs with throw rugs in the house, and they don't have any two-way tape on the bottom.
Right.
So guess what? You're now surfing through your living room and you're going down.
All right. They should be illegal, first of all.
Yeah, absolutely. So you have things along those lines. What we're doing basically is that we have to be, as men, more conscious. We are not made out of iron, nor women are. Okay. What we have to understand is that if we don't take care of ourselves, no one's going to take care of us. I mean, men, unfortunately, excuse me, too many men, not all men, but too many men rely upon their spouse or the female in their life, okay, to guide them, lead them, correct them, remind them. They don't want to act independently as they should. We should all act independently for our own well-being in conjunction with people that love us. What happens with men is that they get lazy as they get older and they're not independent so much anymore. That has to stop. It's got to be a partnership.
And of course, we also want to add that among seniors, falls are among the leading causes of injury. And more accidents do happen in the home, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, like I said before, those rugs that don't have the tape down, the way they set up their bedroom, and they want to look out, they have to get to the bathroom in the middle of the night. It's an obstacle course trying to get there,
Right.
but they won't take a flashlight with them, or they won't keep a light that's lit somewhere in between the bathroom and the
Yep.
bedroom
Yep.
so they can see where they're going. They're not people that have pets, especially if it's a dog. If you're sitting in your recliner and you're watching the Yankee game and you want to get up and you want to go it's in between innings, you want to go do something with that. Don't forget that dog loves you. That dog's going to pop up, okay, with you, and might
True.
tangle you up, and down you go with the fall. And if you're home by yourself, sometimes you can't get up. And of course, both men and women, if you do fall down, don't try to get up right away. Take your time, take an inventory of your whole body to make sure you're okay before you try to get up. Don't get embarrassed, okay? And if you're a biped, like let's say somebody goes down and you're there, don't try to help them up right away. Don't be
Right.
macho like,
Exactly.
grab them, get them up, because they may have a broken bone. They may have a problem. They may have an injury. If you're picking them up without finding out what's going on, that you may monetarily keep them there and have to call an ambulance. So we have these things. Don't reach up in the kitchen, for the thing that's high up in the cabinet that you can't reach anymore, and then stand on like a chair. That's ridiculous.
Or the counter.
A 2-step ladder, a little step stool. Use things like that, and be careful of wet floors. And when you go outside, why are you going out in the snow? Is there something so important you have to go out in the snow?
Really, that's
No.
such a good question. The answer is always no, but
No, you could have
sometimes, yeah,
waited, let them plow the streets and clean the sidewalks and stuff
Yeah.
like that. No, I gotta get out. I gotta go get this. I gotta go get that. Can't you wait 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour until it's safe? Things along those lines, and of course, here's the thing: cell phones. So the cell phone is in the kitchen. You left it in the kitchen. You just washed the kitchen floor, or you did something, or you went out and washed your car, and the cell phone's in the car, and the ground is all wet, and you hear it go off, and you try to get back to it before it stops ringing, and boom, you slip in the slide, and out you're going. Okay, these are all things that we're not aware of because we don't think before we act. We're just so impulsive, and we forget everything that's safe, or try to avoid or prevent anything that's injuries and things along those lines. And here's the other thing. The other day, I saw this family came down to the beach. We took a walk out there. A little cold, still not hot enough the other day to go on a beach for us, but we saw some folks down there, and the grandkids had the little slide boards that they do. And here's this guy, and I'm telling you, this guy is older age and he's a little rickety, but he wants to have fun with his grandson. And I'm watching him from the boardwalk try to do this, and he's going down and down and down. What are you doing? Buy the kid the board. He'll love you for it. Don't get on his board, because he's not going to love you when you go to the hospital, because when you go down. We stop to think sometimes in our age that we have limitations, and they won't admit to limitations. That is very preventive, is really knowing your limitations.
Well, nobody, we all, in a way, we're like still 18 up here.
Yes.
But we're not 18, and we don't heal like we were 18 either. And I think home safety is something that is underrated for a lot of seniors. And you really should take the time to really assess your personal living space to make sure you're living safely, you're not going to fall, or a visitor to your house is not going to fall.
Yeah.
And again, throw rugs, I feel like they should be outlawed. If you have a throw rug in your house and I come over and I see it, it's going home with me, because nope.
And don't forget about it in the bathroom. You know what? Put the grab bars up there in the shower, put them next to the toilet. Okay. Our balance diminishes as we get older. And at home is most of the times where we relax, we're comfortable, it's our environment. So we let our guard down. Put safety features up wherever you possibly can. The grab bars in the shower and in the next to the toilet are really, really important for all the folks to have.
So really what we're saying,
get them anyway.
Making your home safe is going to go a long way to your good health and your longevity. That's what we're saying here. Slow down, pay attention, make sure your house is safe for you. Because
Yeah.
falls, you don't want you don't want to fall.
Yeah.
So far, I feel like we're, these are things, they're common sense, but common sense we know is not common. So that's why we feel the need to share all of this.
Very good. I agree.
All right. Well, the third thing that Vinny is going to talk about, another thing, again, your preventative health.
Yep. Let's start off with nutrition. Okay. Men have a tendency, to the old expression, eat themselves to death. Okay.
You guys, what's wrong with you?
We're dopey. We really are. Eating healthy is a great prevention. Okay. What you put in your body is going to determine a lot of things of how long that path of health parallels the path of life.
So when we say you are what you eat, it becomes, I think, even more true as you get older.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. You are what you eat. And men tend to make less healthy choices in the kitchen than women. Right? Women are getting smarter as they get older, and men get dumber.
Oh, yikes.
Right? Not
this,
all,
a man
not
is
everyone,
this,
but unfortunately most of us. Okay. So what happens is that basically women eat a lot more fruits and vegetables than men. Men prefer meat and dairy. Okay. They want that meat. That's a macho thing. Okay. You can still have your meat, but have a better quality meat. Have less fat in your meat. Don't eat that little knob after of the pork chop. Have a leaner piece of meat. Okay. For instance, if you took a steak, you take a ribeye steak, you got a lot of marble fat and a lot of fat around the outside of it. Okay, go and get something like a London broil and cut that up into slices. It's very, very tasty. It's also a lot less expensive, and now expensive for food is ridiculous. But we should also limit our food and drinks, which are high in calories, and sugar, salt, fat, and alcohol, especially the alcohol. You really shouldn't be having any alcohol after you have had your dinner, because that alcohol will deter a good night's sleep. Most people don't realize that. I don't know why I can't sleep.
Yes.
You just drank 3 beers watching the game. What do you think that alcohol's doing to
definitely interferes with a good night's sleep.
Yep.
That's true.
We with processed foods, we eat way too much of that. Okay, we have way too much salt. All these things that are going to cause the overweight or the obese man. No man wants to be that way. No woman wants to be that way, but we do that to ourselves. And what we have to understand is we have to take better care of ourselves, and eating properly. And that's a whole Zoom by itself. It's so important to maintain your health when you get older, especially if you have any problems already. If you got that high blood pressure and you're eating the wrong foods, it's going to make it go up. Not only stress, right. And we'll talk about that later too, I assume. When we get about the mental health.
Yeah.
But if you're not eating right, you're not going to feel right. And that path of health is going to stop, which will stop that path of life. You want to see your grandkids all get married. Not if you keep doing the things that we're not talking about. We have to do that. We have to have a clear conscience of what is good for us and what avenue do we want to pursue to get to the end results that we want to do. We have to think about things.
Yes.
Just not be impulsive. And much eating is just impulsive. So you gotta cut that out too. Okay.
Well, I feel like part of it is, being mindful of everything you do, including eating and drinking, and just paying attention. Remember, you have a lot. I feel like people have a lot more control over their destiny than they realize. But if you're paying attention to what Vinny is talking about today, this will all go a long way to helping you live longer and a better life.
Absolutely.
A better life. That's the key here. All right. What about Vinny? What about immunizations?
Immunization. As part of
your prevention. Yeah.
Okay. This is the age of immunization awareness now, obviously. With COVID,
yeah, for sure.
Okay? And everything that's going after it. There are immunizations that all people have had our age when they were younger before they went to school. They had to have it. But as we grow older, there becomes more problems. There's more disease. There's more type of situations, sickness that you can prevent. And one of the things you have to remember is that you want the flu shot. people are afraid of the flu shot. They say, oh, I got a flu shot and I got the flu. Well, that means you probably had the flu virus in you prior to getting that shot, but it hadn't become active yet, because the flu shot is the inactive virus. It can't give you the flu. That's a big misnomer, a big myth when it comes to that. The same thing with any type of immunization that you should be getting. There are ones that you should have and you should have again. The big thing now is COVID-19. Some people only go because their job said they have to, or if they want to travel and stuff like that. They're not doing it for the right reason, and they're only getting the minimum amount. Don't be wary of that situation. Back in the 50s, there were some very serious problems, especially by the government giving out immunizations to the Black culture and using them as guinea pigs. They don't do that anymore. I talk to a lot of people of color, and I tell them, yes, that happened. I admit that. I know that. But that hasn't happened since then because we got smarter and more culturally aware, and we don't do experiments on people anymore like that. It's as simple as that. But other people they find 1,000 reasons why I didn't have time. You don't have time to keep yourself healthy. You don't have time to make sure that path of life goes along with the path of health. You don't have time to make sure that you're still going to be able to see maybe your oldest grandkid get married. Things like that. Don't tell me you don't have time. You do have time. You got more time in the world than you ever have, because you won't have much time to your life if you don't take the time now.
That's right. That's right. And the thing is too, if men are notorious for not going to the doctor on a consistent basis.
Oh yeah.
So if you're a man who does go to the doctor, kudos to you. And I feel like a lot of women are the impetus behind the man to get him to the doctor. And so if you're seeing your doctor and you're getting your regular checkups, hopefully your doctor has explained to you the importance of getting immunized against, whether it be pneumonia or shingles or whatever it is. So I think really go to the doctor, guys. That's one of the big things right there, right?
Absolutely. If we're talking about the Medicare age population, your insurances are going to cover all of that. So you can't say I don't have enough of money.
Oh yeah, good point.
It's covered.
Good point.
It's covered. Don't tell me you have enough money.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it when the guy says, you know what, something's going to get me someday. Well, you're going to let it get you sooner than it should, if you want to think of it that way. It's prostate cancer. Prostate cancer is the big thing with men our age right now. Prostate cancer, you said two key words before. Pay attention. Okay? Pay attention to yourself. Pay attention how you feel. The other day, I was explaining to a group of 35 people at a senior center. You know what? Keep a little logbook. How do I feel today? Make a logbook out, put the month in it and the dates, and just a quick note. How do I feel today? Feel good. I feel good. I feel good. Oh, little dizzy, little lightheaded. Okay, I feel good. I feel good. Oh, I got a cough. I got a cold. Allergies are killing me. They're bothering me, but you're not taking anything. Keep a little diary of how you're feeling and use that when you go to the doctor. That's paying attention. That's doing it to the 100% utmost.
And I think your doctor
bottom line is pay attention to any symptoms. We are supposed to feel good, but there are signs and symptoms that will come out that better tell you something, like chest pain, shortness of breath, okay, excessive thirst, problems with urination, okay. One of the men I talked to the other day says, my groin muscle in my left leg keeps cramping up on me. He said, but I haven't overexercised or anything. I said, I'm going to make a suggestion. You better go see your urologist. Why? I said, that is a symptom of a prostate problem. He goes, really? I said, yes, it is. Guess what? He's going in fact, he's going tomorrow. And I know what he's going to find. And let me tell you something. They say, prostate's no big deal. I got 10 years to live. Not every prostate problem has that. There are prostate problems that may get you in a year, maybe 2 years. So you can't put that off. Men, sometimes it's just such hotheads that they don't want to admit that there's something wrong, and they make excuses because they're too lazy to get off their seat and get out and do something about it for themselves. So what we're talking about here is a conglomeration of misthoughts, and false truths and laziness that creates men to be much more susceptible to disease than women, because women don't have those traits as much as men do.
a lot of men are in that classic denial that it's not going to happen to me. But
Yeah.
P.S., guys, it does. Now,
Yep.
the last thing that we want to talk about, most important of all, really, I feel, is your mental health. And let me just say that this is June, which is Men's Health Awareness Month. May was National Mental Health Awareness Month. So
Exactly.
here we're still on the cusp of that. Well, every day is Mental Health Awareness Day, as far as I'm concerned. So what do you want guys to know about that, Vinny?
Well, I do a lot of presentations on stress. If you're 65 years old, you shouldn't have stress. If you have stress, it's now self-caused. The old Alfred E. Neuman joke of What Me Worry, Mad Magazine.
Oh, yeah.
At 65, 70, 72, something, any senior age, you shouldn't have stress. But some people just have that. But stress in men act out differently than women. Most of the time, women, they'll worry if the sun's coming up, the sun's going down, they'll worry about everything in the world, but it's just a quick thought that transpires through their mind. Men have this thing where when they become stressed, what happens is that they don't try to lower it. They don't try to act on it. Stress itself is linked to high blood pressure, your body weight. It's just, you stop focusing on activities that you should really be doing and things along those lines. So the mental health part of a man is he starts to shrink in his mental health. He might have been the guy that has put the bread and butter and the meat on the table for 45 years, and now he's retired and he doesn't work anymore, but he doesn't stay active.
Mm-hmm.
So he sits on a couch and he gets mesmerized by the TV or other wonderful process things, like the cell phone and the tablets and things like that. And they just build up excessive stress because they're not doing anything to make their life on the positive side. They become negative, and that builds and that builds and that builds to where it become a very, very stressful situation for men. They start to have no self-worth. They don't want to go out. They don't want to be active. Okay, what happens is that, like, what do I have left of my life? You've got your whole life to live, not just sitting on a couch and stare at a TV.
That's not a
Okay,
life.
that's not
No.
life. And that's where it happens a lot with the stress of men. And don't forget, stress can be good at times. All right, it's not always harmful. Sometimes stress will make you react and say, you know what, I'm not putting up with that. I'm going out there and I'm going to go walk every day and I'm going to feel better and stuff like that, because they become self-realized that, what am I doing? Okay, they have a bulb goes off in their head, or someone helps them with the bulb go off. And so now they're going to be stressed because they're going to start something new. That ends very quickly, because once you accomplish something, there's no stress attached to it. But the idea, and too much alcohol as we get older will put you into stress. That's a big cause of stress because it's a negative impact. And they don't stay active and they don't stay social. And what happens is that the mental health just deteriorates to the part where they are now not functioning as a clear thinking, productive person. So mental health is so important to maintain as we get older.
Absolutely. So really, guys, you have your work cut out for you. I really believe that. But on the other hand, Vinny, I believe that these 4 ideas that you present today are really very basic, commonsensical approaches to living a better life, a healthier life. What else can we want? To be happy and healthy. And you know what? The women in your life will appreciate it, as will your whole family, because we want you to be around, right? We want you to be there for us. We
Yep,
need you, but we want you to take care of yourself.
absolutely. My
All
last
right.
suggestion is, gentlemen, make a goal, reach for that goal, do the right things to get to that goal. My goal is, I have 6 grandchildren. I want to see all 6 of them graduate high school. I want to see half of them get married. I know I'm not going to be 100, nor do I think I want to be 100. So my goal is attainable. Make a goal that's obtainable, but far enough in advance where you're going to be in good shape. You're going to be eager to do it, and you're going to carry out what activities you need to reach that goal.
And you know what? I like that, Vinny. And to the women out there listening, because we know there's a lot more women than men listening. So help the man in your life create some attainable goals and be there as a gentle reminder so that he will be there and reach those goals because everyone will be happy at the end of the
Absolutely.
day. All right. Well, Vinny Smith from Braven Health, always a pleasure to have you on our show. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay. Remember out there, if it's important to you, it's important to us. I'm Andrea Tarr. We'll see you next time on Scan FYI. All right, guys, take good care of your health. Bye,
Take care,
everyone.
everybody.
Bye, Vinny.
Bye now.